Mount Olympus is a polarizing amusement and water park in the Wisconsin Dells. What this park offers on paper is pretty impressive. You have 4 wooden roller coasters, multiple go-kart tracks, indoor and outdoor water parks, and multiple hotels. However, this park has received criticism over the years for poor operations and safety. In this review, I'll help you determine if Mount Olympus is worth visiting. This park was founded by the Lascaris family. The family opened a hot dog stand named Big Chief in the touristy Wisconsin Dells area in 1970, and it initially was a failure. Shortly thereafter, Lascaris found success building go-kart tracks and overnight accommodations. In 1990, Big Chief Go-Kart World was opened. The place built some of the most ambitious go-kart tracks out there. The Lascaris family built the world's first multi-level go-kart tracks, and these building techniques have since been used at other facilities like Fun Spot. In the mid-1990s, the park added a trio of wood coasters from Custom Coasters International. This put the park on the map with coaster enthusiasts. The park was renamed Big Chief Karts and Coasters, but it still felt like an FEC, just with a few extra roller coasters. In 2004, the Lascaris family acquired the nearby Treasure Island Resort next door. This gave the park an outdoor water park, an indoor water park, and a hotel. It was a bold move, but it transformed this park in a Mount Olympus water and theme park, which it still goes by to this day. While the park hasn't added a new roller coaster since the mid-2000s, they have continued to expand their water parks and acquire nearby hotels. The resort now sports over 1,600 rooms. I've never stayed at one of their hotels, but they have mixed reviews on third-party hotel sites. Rooms are extremely cheap on weekdays, but they jump significantly on weekends. All guests receive unlimited admission to the water and theme park for the duration of their stay. Non-resort guests can get deals for the amusement park that seem too good to be true. The gate admission is $35, which is a more than fair price for what the park offers. But always buy your tickets in advance online. I've never paid more than $5. Yes, you heard that right. That is a steal. Non-resort guests will honestly have to pay more to park. That costs $25 as of 2021. The initial impression of the park is pretty positive. It's impossible to miss Hades 360 as you drive into the parking lot. You see that coaster's massive first drop on one side of the lot, and the turnaround section on the other. Then you also see the park's iconic Trojan Horse go-kart track in the distance. On the surface, most of the park looks good. The wood coasters all look imposing with their dense structures and placement, and the newer rides and water slides all feature colorful paint schemes. The arrival experience is a bit weird though. Mount Olympus is a decent looking ticket booth, but the main entrance is just a tent. You enter the park atop a hill. You then navigate a super narrow path that routes you through a gift shop. It's not a very grand entry experience, to be honest. To reach the rides and water park, you then need to head down the hill. The rides are towards the front half, while the water park is towards the back, but the entire park is really just one big area. This park has developed a lax reputation for safety over the years. One thing that immediately stands out once you enter this park is the lack of fencing and how close the coasters get to the pathways. Now, there are fences, but they only go up to the chest of most guests. It is entirely possible for someone to reach out and touch the coaster track if they wanted to. That's something you really can't do at any other park. Among other things, this park also features a wave pool with 9-foot tall waves that really knock people over. I've also seen guests routinely whip out phones on rides and even get out and run along the go-kart tracks with no repercussions from park staff. I personally have never felt unsafe here, but I can see how someone could get hurt here if they're careless. There's also a fair question about this park's maintenance. Their wood coasters have all gotten horrifically rough over the years. The park retracked Zeus in late 2018 and Cyclops in early 2021, but Hades 360 currently is downright violent, and Pegasus is bizarrely engineered. There have been a few serious accidents here as well, such as the rider falling out of the former Opa spinning Wild Mouse coaster, and a bungee cord in the Catapult slingshot ride snapping. I've also heard criticism about this park's staff over the years. The only negative experience I had was in 2021. I asked if Cyclops was open prior to my visit, and the employee over the phone quickly said everything was open. When I showed up, Cyclops was very clearly still being retracked and not close to reopening. The employees working the rest of the park are okay. They aren't outgoing, but they aren't mean either. Most just quietly perform their job and seem to minimize unnecessary interactions with guests. I heard dispatches were pretty bad at this park. The biggest issue is that every single coaster only has one train. That's not the fault of the employees working the rides. The dispatch speeds are a little slower than average, but passable. Lines at this park can be an issue. Because of how cheap tickets are combined with all the resort guests, this park can get pretty busy. Lines for most roller coasters are still manageable. A few of them have wait time boards, but they usually just stay if the coaster is open or closed rather than the actual wait time. 4 of them are usually no more than a 15 to 20 minute wait. Hades 360 can be a problem because it's the park's largest and most popular coaster. It usually has a half-filled queue line in most of my visits, which takes roughly 45 minutes. But if you try visiting on a quiet day, you'll have another issue. Hades 360 is a minimum rider requirement. When the coaster was renovated into Hades 360 in 2013, it was retrofit with lighter Timberliner trains. These trains lose their momentum faster, and they struggle to complete the course. There were 2 specific valley points when this ride was converted, a giant camelback leaving the second tunnel, and the entry into the final brake run, which was super high off the ground. Anti-rollbacks were added on both these spots, but the park went even further and lowered the camelback before the 2017 season. As recently as 2019, Hades required a full train. In the past few years, this has been relaxed to needing most of the train filled. If you go on a quiet day outside peak season, or a day with inclement weather, you may not have enough riders. I've seen people have to wait in the station for 15 to 20 minutes waiting for enough people to show up. Worse, I've seen a few reports where Hades has been closed entirely. The go-kart tracks and water slides can also get sizable queue lines because they have lower throughputs. If they are important to you, I would prioritize these attractions before the roller coasters. How much time you need depends on your interests. I think Mount Olympus is a half-day park if you only care about the amusement rides or water slides, but it's a full-day park if you care about both. Moving on to the ride lineup, Mount Olympus features 5 roller coasters. The most notable of the bunch is Hades 360. This was the first roller coaster ever built by the Gravity Group, and it features one of the best layouts ever devised with several steep drops, 2 lengthy underground tunnels below the parking lot, and a corkscrew inversion. This ride is insane. Unfortunately, it's also horrifically rough. The Timberliners tried their best to absorb the blows, but the valleys and turns in this coaster jackhammer profusely. My back was in agony after a few of my rides. This is still my favorite coaster there because of the incredible elements, but it's not one I want to, nor can I marathon given its condition. I mentioned this in my review, but this is the coaster out there I'd most like to see fully retracked. Zeus is running smoothly thanks to recent track work, and it's a traditional out and back coaster. The bunny hills in the CCI Wood coaster offer some fun floater airtime, and the minimally banked turns offer good laterals for variety. This ride also has a few surprise elevation changes along the way since it's quietly a terrain coaster. I also have a separate review in this coaster, but I'm glad Mount Olympus restored this ride to its former glory. Cyclops is one of the strangest layouts out there. This CCI features 3 of the strongest drops on any wood coaster. The first 2 plus that signature final plunge offer shocking ejector airtime. I cannot believe this coaster once ran with buzz bars. The ride is pretty short, but if you ride in the back, the ride's 3 main elements will take your breath away. Pegasus is the 4th wood coaster, and it's a weird one. This ride looks like a family coaster with its modest height and speed, but this ride features super tight turns that deliver powerful lateral jolts. And this includes the ride's infamous finale that seems like an engineering mistake. The ride honestly reminds me more of a Wild Mouse than a traditional wood coaster. It's a flawed ride as I cover in a review, but if you enjoy laterals, you may enjoy this ride like me. Lastly, you have Little Titans. This is a fun-looking Mylar kiddie coaster, but it's among the most restrictive coasters out there because you must be between 40 and 56 inches to ride, no exceptions. Beyond this coaster, you have 2 clusters of kiddie rides, one in the outdoor section and one in the indoor section. I'm glad these were added to give younger guests more to do. The other option for the young ones is to have them ride as a passenger on the go-kart tracks. While I like the layouts of the courses, particularly how the Trojan horse uses the giant statue and how the underworld goes underground, the go-karts move quite slowly, so they're a bit duller for older guests. The park is extremely limited on adult flat rides. The only one included with admission is Manticore, a 14-story tall Zamperla Starflyer that offers the best views of the park. Then there's also the Apollo Swing S&S Screamin' Swing, but that is an upcharge. It is a fast ride and the visuals are cool swinging over the midway, but it has a short cycle like the other ones out there, but less power than the others. Mount Olympus has no dark rides. If a thunderstorm rolls in, you do at least have both the indoor water park and the indoor theme park, although both are far inferior to the outdoor options in my opinion. Mount Olympus doesn't have any traditional water rides, but that's fine because you have the sizable water park included. The most notable attraction there is Poseidon's Rage. Now I usually skip wave pools, but not this one. I think this is the world's wildest wave pool because it produces a terrifying 9-foot tall wave every 2 minutes. It's intimidating to see, and it will knock everyone in its path over. There are some tamer pools available both indoors and outdoors if you want something more relaxing, but you'll find me in Poseidon's Rage. For water slides, you have a few options. The stronger ones are currently located outdoors. Triton's Fury is a family raft slide that features a fun triple down that gives a pinch of airtime. Then the Lost City of Atlantis is a hybrid water play structure and water slide tower with some above average tube slides such as a boomerang wall and a bowl slide. There's another section to the outdoor water park that's still standing with a dozen or so slides, but it hasn't been open in many years. At this point, I'm skeptical if it ever will. Then in 2022, the park is adding America's first water slide wheel. This attraction from Whitewater West looks mesmerizing with a rotating structure, and I cannot wait to try this one because the on-ride experience looks bizarre, how you rock both forwards and backwards throughout the experience. Once this opens, I would advise making it your first stop because it likely will have awful capacity and its uniqueness will attract crowds. This is the first ride in the indoor section that will be a standout attraction in my opinion. For food, I would recommend the Heroes. The park owners are Greek, and I'm glad to say this Greek dish is done well at Mount Olympus. So do I recommend Mount Olympus? This park has its flaws, but I would recommend it. This park is a must for coaster enthusiasts because of the wood coaster collection. Then you have one of the deepest go-kart lineups in the country, plus a sizable water park with both indoor and outdoor sections. There really is something for everyone. There are some things that are off about this park from an operational and setup perspective, but you have to look at how much you're paying. It is hard to argue with the value. Some boardwalk parks charge $10 just for a single coaster. For that price here, you get unlimited rides on coasters, go-karts, and water slides. I do think there are better water parks in the Wisconsin Dells like Noah's Ark, but if you're craving amusement parks or a good value, Mount Olympus is probably the best option in town. So those are my thoughts on Mount Olympus, the primary amusement park in Wisconsin Dells. What are your thoughts on this place? Whether it be the rides, the park, or the hotels. Do you enjoy Mount Olympus? If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.